Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tastefully Balanced. I'm Miriam, and for today's low-carb meal idea, we are going to be making a zucchini lasagna. It's got delicious layers of ricotta and this meat sauce, and then instead of the regular lasagna noodles, we're going to be putting zucchini. So I know it sounds kind of weird, but I promise you guys it's delicious. So if you guys love low-carb recipes, please subscribe and keep watching. All right, welcome back. So for the zucchini lasagna, the first thing you want to do is take your zucchini and slice them very thin, about 1/8 inches. And I used a Madeleine for this because it's way faster and you get very precise, exact slice thickness. And so I would suggest doing the same if you have it. So I laid mine on top of a tray, on top of some paper towels. All right, so what you want to do next is just sprinkle a little bit of salt all over each of the zucchini. And what this does is it just brings out all the moisture because zucchini just holds a lot of liquid and we don't want soggy lasagna. So this will make sure and dry it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and leave it aside for about 10 minutes. All right, so while your zucchini is doing its thing, let's go ahead and work on our meat sauce. So the first thing I'm gonna do is heat up a pan and put my ground turkey and cook this until it's about halfway cooked. I'll show you guys when it's there so that you know what to look for. All right, so this looks good. And you'll notice that I didn't add any oil, but if you look at the bottom of the pan, you'll see there's enough liquid for it to not stick to the pan. And that's just because there's a little bit of liquid and fat that just renders from the ground turkey itself, so you don't need to add anything else. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add in 1 onion and some garlic. And then you're just gonna cook this until you start to see the onion develop a little bit of like a transparency to it. All right, you'll notice that the onions are transparent now, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in my spices, which is just black pepper, salt, and some Italian seasoning. And then at the same time, I'm gonna add mushrooms. So this part you can leave out, but we love mushrooms, so I like to add it to any type of red sauce, meat sauce that I make. Then just mix it all up. All right, it's been about 5-6 minutes. The mushrooms have cooked down quite a bit, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 cans of diced tomatoes. And then you're just gonna cook this for another 5 to 6 minutes, and then you're done. So your sauce is ready to go. All right, I did forget one last thing, and that is some basil. So this will give it very nice, fresh flavor. Next, we're gonna work on our ricotta layers. So in my bowl here, I've got some part skim ricotta cheese. I shredded a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano, and then I've got 1 egg right here underneath all that. So I'm just gonna go ahead, add a little bit of black pepper to this, as much or as little as you like. I like a lot of black pepper. And then just mix it all around. All right, that looks perfect, nice and mixed. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that to the side. And next, let's work back on our zucchini. Look at that, guys. Let me just take one and just see how much water came out of that. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there is a ton of water. I'm gonna take a napkin and dab all of this excess water off, because next we're going to grill each of these pieces so that we can take out more water, because we want our lasagna pieces very dry. All right, so now in front of me I have my griddle pan. To that I'm gonna add in each of these zucchini pieces so that I get them really dried out and there's no water left over at all. So you cook them about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. All right, so that was my last batch of zucchini. So I have all these beautifully charred zucchini slices, and honestly, do not skip this step because it takes out all of the water and it really does dry it up. So, all right, so now we need to just layer. So let me put this away and we can start our layering. All right, so I've preheated my oven to 375 and now I'm gonna just layer my lasagna and I can pop it in. So here is a 9x13 pan. To that, I'm gonna take half a cup of that red sauce that I made and spread it on the bottom. Gonna take a little more. Okay, that looks good. And now I'm gonna put one layer of my zucchini. So just like that. Okay, and I actually flipped it to be long instead of the other way. So that looks good. And now I'm gonna take my ricotta cheese, roughly about half a cup as well, and spread it on top. Oops, just work slowly. All right, you just gotta work slowly and then just hold down the zucchini pieces so they don't move around. So that looks good. Next, just add about a half a cup of mozzarella cheese. And then you just repeat that until the last layer is just zucchini and then you're done. And then you pop it in the oven for about 30 minutes covered with foil and then 20 minutes uncovered. But I'll show you all that after it's done. All right, so that is the finished product all layered up. So now just take your foil, cover it up, and you're gonna have it covered for the first 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, take the cover off and cook for another 20 minutes. And then you will look at the top of it, broil it for 5 minutes if it's not that beautifully golden brown, and then you'll be done. So I will show you guys when this is all done and ready to enjoy. All right, I just pulled the lasagna out of the oven. Look how gorgeous it looks. It's still kind of bubbling, but that is a beautiful color right on top. So that is exactly where I wanted it. Honestly, it took about 50 minutes and the last 5 minutes, so at the 45-minute mark is when I just hit the broil instead of waiting afterwards, and it turned out perfect. So that looks good. I'm gonna wait until this cools down a little bit before I do the taste test so I don't burn my mouth since it is hot cheese. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. All right, I'm actually gonna go ahead and cut a piece so I can have it sitting on the side cooling down. Ideally, you want to wait a little bit so that all the layers can kind of solidify a little bit more, but I can't wait. Oh, yes. Get all of the zucchini, the mushroom. That looks good. All right, I think my first bite is nice and cooled down. I got some zucchini, some of that meat sauce, ricotta, mozzarella cheese. Oh my gosh. That is so good. You have the zucchini that gives it a nice chewiness, just like regular noodles, and then that classic meat sauce, ricotta, cheese flavor. So this is so good. I honestly don't even miss having regular lasagna noodles in this. So you guys need to give this a try. This is an awesome, awesome low carb option. So definitely try it out. Let me know what you guys think. So if you guys love low carb recipes, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, live life tastefully balanced.